It is time now for the BHL New News Report on this Thursday afternoon, July 30th, 2015. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. I got new news at 9 here, and our tops are here at noontime. On this Thursday afternoon here is in St. Denis on Reunion Island. Foreign investigators are confident that the debris found at Reunion Island comes from a 777 aircraft because of photos have been analyzed in a number of correspondence. A woman divided as Dr. Savita Gindi talked to the undercover activists in the latest video targeting Planned Parenthood. Former University of Cincinnati police officer Ray Tenson pleaded not guilty Thursday to charges of murder and voluntary manslaughter in the July 19th shooting death of Samuel Abbas. In Peshawar, Pakistan, the Taliban has chosen late Supreme Leader Mullah Omar's longtime deputy to replace him. Two military commanders said on Thursday as Pakistan announced that peace talks between the insurgents and the Afghan government. The American economy regained its footing in the last quarter, expanding at an annual rate of 2.3% amid a better trade picture, robust consumer spending, and a healthy housing sector. Safari Club International is suspending the membership of the Minnesota hunter accused of legally killing and protecting lions in Zimbabwe and wants the full and thorough investigation of the lion's death. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a Boston businessman and his daughter were killed Wednesday when a plane crashed in Milwaukee. Joe Trusty, a managing director and chief operating officer of the Boston Summer Party, was killed when a single-engine plane crashed near Timmerman Airport in Milwaukee. Senior advocate Prashant Bhushan outside the CGA's residence as some senior advocates, including Bhushan, moved to plead before the Supreme Court for standing execution in 1993. Mumbai blast accused Yakubemim. China's defense ministry Thursday accused the United States of militarizing the South China Sea by staging proposed joint military drills that are leading to raise tensions in the distributed region. Former Al Jazeera journalist Canadian Mohammed Fahmy and Egyptian Mohammed wait outside Cairo's Torah prison where the trial is due to take place on Thursday as the verdict was pushed to Sunday, August 2nd. Beijing at IWI is now free to travel, but he's hardly free. Last week, Chinese officials returned his passport and then a 4-year travel ban. The father of a toddler who was badly decomposed. Body was found in a crib in an Ohio apartment and is being held in $1 million bond. 34-year-old Eric Moffett appeared Thursday in the Medina County Court on abuse of a corpse. 3 University of Virginia graduates and members of a fraternity who were portrayed in the debunk account of the gang rape and a retract Rolling Stone magazine story filed in a lawsuit against the publication of the article court records show. Atlanta, the latest investigation of the Confederate flags found at the Benito's Baptist Church near Martin Luther King Jr. Rick Perry's religious views were front and center during the 2012 campaign, but he did not mention religion until 25 minutes into a recent speech in Iowa. In Washington, the International Monetary Fund can participate in a discussion over the latest financial rescue for Greece, but cannot officially join the talks until after the fiscally beleaguered nation has agreed to comprehensive reforms. Average long-term U.S. mortgage rates fell for a second straight week with a key 30-year rate slipping below 4%. Mortgage giant Freddie Mac said Thursday that the average rate of the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage declined to 3.98% this week. Global stock markets were mixed Thursday as investors focused on the latest batch of corporate earnings and a digestion of weaker than expected first reading of the second quarter U.S. Samsung released its second quarter earnings Thursday. Reported revenue was down at 7% over a year and profit fell 8%, squeezed by competitors at high end and low. Gone, baby gone. Actor Sean Malone died after a drowning accident put him in a corner. The Boston Fire Department confirmed he was 54. An outbreak of Legionnaires' disease has affected at least 31 New York City health officials are racing to figure out the cause. The genetic found in 259 men with prostate cancer. Scientists said it had 5 groups of prostate cancer with distinct DNA signatures. President Obama marked the 50th anniversary of Medicare and Medicaid on Twitter by saying that the U.S. should do more to expand and improve health care for all Americans, including the law he signed in 2010. There's been a ton of news recently about how some coffee can be for your aspects of your health. Heart disease, longevity, depression, type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's disease. And it is not good for the brain. Here's your news time, 12:04. Time now for a stock bar report on this Thursday afternoon. The Dow 17,740.62 down 10.77. SP 500 down 1.76 to 2106.81. And Nasdaq up 6.06 to 5,117.77. European market DAX 11,257.15 up 45.30. FTSE 6668.87 up 37.87. CAC 45,046.42 up 28.98. Asia markets, Nikkei 2522.83 up 219.92, Shanghai 3705.73 up 1083.44, HSI 24, 497.98, down 121.47. Oil markets, 49.04, up 25 cents. Brent, 53.75, up 37 cents. And natural gas, 2.789, down 75,000 a point. Gold markets, 10.92, down 60 cents. Silver, 14.745, up 2,000 a point. And copper, 2.382, down 255,000 a point. Bonds, US 10 2.2715, down 5,000 a point. German 10 year 0.654%, down 1,000 a point. And Germany 10 year 0.413%, down 3,000 a point. FX bonds, European US dollar 1.0915, down 69,000 a point. US dollar Japanese yen 124.35, up 43 cents. And Great Britain US dollar 1.5576, down 26,000 a point. And the commodities here. So wheat, 49 1/4, up 3. Soybean, 931 1/4, up 8. Corn, 381 1/2, up 3 1/4. Sugar, 11.45, down 1 cent. Coffee, 124 3/4, up $2.60. Cotton, 63 3/4, down 14 cents. Red rice, 11.345, up 145,000 point. And cocoa, 3,234, up 7. Live cattle, 145.725, up 80 cents. Lean on 79.575, down 275,000 point. And the cattle, 212, up 525,000 point. Looking at New England alerts here. Trooper Greg Stevens has been transported to Maine medical with non-life-threatening injuries. Greg was able to walk away from the wreck. His cruise was ridden by a tractor trailer just north of Richmond exit on Interstate 295. The truck that caught fire and another median. The truck driver was not injured. Northbound lanes were shut down, and one lane just reopened. However, the traffic is backed up in the Thompson, and Route 21 should be used to detour around the site for the next several hours. Here. Perry News Time, 12:06. Time now for a sports report here. Boston Red Sox will be trying to salvage a finale of a 4-game series against the Chicago White Sox at Fenway Park at 7:10 p.m. with Steven Ryan in the mound for the Red Sox here. In a blow to Tom Brady's efforts to have his 4-game suspension overturned, a federal judge Minnesota sent its complaint to court in New York. With all the talent returning to Columbus following the national championship, there was much doubt about the Ohio State would open in 2015 season with a number 1 ranking in the preseason Amway coaches poll. The New York Mets were from pushing on to trade from Milwaukee Brewers outfielder Carlos Gomez and reportedly acquired from injured starter Zach Wheeler in the field of Wilmer Forest to have that new Sweet Park City field. Peter Chell News on 12:07. Time now for Trevor report on this Thursday afternoon here, and smooth sailing out with without here, and 185 it's looking good. 185 is looking good from Newburyport all the way up to the Wareham. Out in the Cape on Route 6 in the eastbound side, a little slow after Route 134. Sagamore Bridge on the westbound side of Route 6, it's a little slow. Borden Bridge on the southbound side of Route 28, it's slow. Route 3 on the northbound side, a little slow down to Plymouth. $95 on the northbound side, it's slow after Cooney Street and Sharon all the way after Ponce Street and Norwood doing an accident on 95 northbound side around. Ponce Street and Norwood here. Route 3 on the north southbound side, also over for Route 139 in Marshfield. Route 3 on the southbound side, also around Route 14 in Duxbury. And Route 3, it is slow on the northbound side around South Pond and Plymouth here. Route 3 in both ends, it's slow from the Weymouth to Hingham stretches there. Route 3 on the southbound side, so over Braintree Split all the way out there before Route 18 in Weymouth here. Southeast Expressway on the northbound side, it is slow from Quincy all the way out to the Mass Pike. Southeast Expressway, southbound side, so over the Pike all the way out to Dorchester here. 93 both ends in Boston is a little slow. Sumner Tunnel slow on 1A on the southbound side. 120 on the northbound side, so from Great Plain Avenue all the way out to Route 9 in Wellesley. 120 on the southbound side, also around Route 9 in Wellesley here. 128 slow. 120 got an accident on the northbound side up to Route 95 in Peabody, so expect some delays here. 120 on the northbound side of Gloucester, so for Route 133. 390, 395, looking good from 120 to the New Hampshire border here. Except for a few slow spots. We got an accident on 95 northbound around exit 57, Route 113 Newburyport, so expect some slow delays around Route 113 and 95 Newburyport here, and some road work on 95 on the southbound side from Amesbury down to Newburyport here. Route 2 on the westbound side, it's open for Route 495 in Littleton here. Mass Pike on the westbound side, it is slow from Southeast Expressway to the Prue Tunnel due to some road work on the Mass Pike in Boston here. Up in New Hampshire here. Hampton Tolls slow in both ends around Route 101 and Route 95 here. 95 on the northbound side, slow doing an accident before exit 7, so expect some delays here. Everett Turnpike on the southbound side, a little slow around Merrimack, New Hampshire. 93 on the northbound side, sold from Route 38 to Route 111A in Winston-Salem, New Hampshire. 95 on the northbound side, sold on both ends of New York Toll Plaza in Maine. On the Maine Turnpike here. Maine Turnpike on the southbound side, sold from Auburn down to New Gloucester at 202. And on the Maine Turnpike, also around to the New Gloucester stretch here. Take a look at MBTA alerts here. Green line. D branch experiencing minor eastbound delays. Civil on SL4 experiencing minor delays due to traffic, and Civil on SL5 experiencing minor delays due to disabled bus. On Kabir Rail, Raymond Worcester line, train 518, 10:40 a.m. from Worcester delayed today 23 minutes due to speed restrictions. Raymond Worcester line, train 520, 12:05 p.m. from Worcester delayed today 23 minutes due to speed restrictions. Raymond Worcester line, train 513, 10:15 a.m. from South Station delayed today 23 minutes due to speed restrictions here. Franklin line, train 709, 10:50 a.m. from South Station delayed today 10 to 15 minutes. And the Providence Local line, train 816, 11:50 a.m. from Providence delayed today 10 to 15 minutes due to early mechanical problem. Here, Challenge News Time, 12:11, time now. Weather report here. Current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 12:11 p.m. 85 degrees with a sun and fuel cloud. Humidity 70%. Wind speed southwest 8 gusts at 17 miles an hour. Barometer 26 degrees. Dew point a steamy 74 degrees. Visibility 10 miles. Heat index 93 degrees. Here, alright, looking at the current conditions man region here. It is 89 degrees in Boston, 85 in Bedford, 85 in Gloucester, 87 in Beverly and Worcester, 84 in Pittsburgh, 82 in Worcester, 81 out in Sturbridge, 87 in Norwood, 85 in Taunton, 84 in New Bedford. It's 88 in Plymouth, 81 in Provincetown and in Falmouth, 82 in Chatham. It's 82 in Smithfield and in Westlake, 86 in Providence, 79 in Blockon, 82 in Montauk, 77 in Islip, 80 in New York City, 82 in Bridgeport and New Haven. It's 81 in Denver, Waterbury, Connecticut, 84 in Meriden, Connecticut, 82 in Hartford and Windsor, Connecticut, 84 in Springfield, 82 in Greenfield, 83 in Athol, Massachusetts, 81 in Northampton, 78 in Pittsfield, 84 in Albany, New York, 82 in Silver Springs, New York, 82 in Rutland, Vermont, 85 in Bennington, 81 in Bradford, Vermont, 82 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, and in Rutland, Vermont, 84 in Keene, Hampshire, 82 in Sheffield, New Hampshire, 91 in Manchester and Nashua and Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 88 in Concord, New Hampshire, 84 in Ludlow, New Hampshire, and 77 degrees up in Portland, Maine. Alright, let's take a look at our surface map around the country. Shows a state front from east central California, section to 7 Nevada, down for Utah, and another cold front from the Texas-Mexican border, stretching in for the Lone Star State, down for Arkansas, up in the northern Mississippi, through Tennessee, Kentucky, and up in the West Virginia, to the western Pennsylvania, up in the west central New York, and then up in the Quebec. We got a stationary front from eastern Quebec, stretching in for eastern Quebec, down for Maine, and out the Nova Scotia coast with a low pressure off the Nova Scotia coastline here. And we got another one in front of mine from central South Dakota, down for Minnesota, western Minnesota, and another in front of mine from western Nebraska, down for eastern Colorado, curving down western Kansas, down for western Oklahoma, down for western Texas, and eastern New Mexico. Eastern New Mexico here. And another in front of mine from east central Texas, down for Louisiana, down for Alabama with low pressure right there here. And another in front of mine from west central Mexico, and another in front of mine from southeastern California, down for the Gulf of California with a low pressure in the northern Gulf of California here. And we also got a ridge of low pressure covering much of the Pacific Northwest and Northern California, down for western Montana. And we got low pressure southeastern Colorado, central Alabama, down for off the Carolinas and around Kentucky here. While we got high pressure in Yellowstone Valley, western Colorado, eastern Nebraska. Got a cold front from central Montana down for northern Ontario. It is 84 degrees at temperature right now in Washington, D.C., 83 in Atlanta, 86 in Miami, Florida, 90 in Dallas, Texas, 81 in Brownsville. It's 76 in Kansas City, 75 in Chicago, 74 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 62 in Great Falls, Montana, 67 in Seattle, 61 in San Francisco, 68 in Los Angeles. It's 65 in Salt Lake City, 68 in Denver, and 67 degrees in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and a high pressure in the Gulf of Mexico here. All right, let's take a look at latest radar situation here, and this is a line of showers and thunderstorms from south central Quebec, eastern Montreal, stretching in the western Vermont, up in the upstate and east central portion of New York State, and stretching down for northeastern and central Pennsylvania, down for west central portion of Maryland, and northeastern for West Virginia and north central Virginia here. And these are all moving out towards the east and the northeast there. And some storms going towards the east, towards the Philadelphia and the Baltimore areas. So the Albany area could be next in a round of showers and thunderstorms there. In this line of showers and thunderstorms there. And we've seen some line of rain showers around North Carolina and some spotty showers and thunderstorms from southwestern and east central portions of Newfoundland here and southeastern portions of Newfoundland here. Some spotty rain showers around the west Florida Gulf Coast and stretching off the Florida Gulf Coast here. And a line of rain showers around southwestern portions of Mississippi around Louisiana, southeastern tip of Louisiana around Lake Pontchartrain around New Orleans there. And a line of rain showers and storms off the Louisiana Gulf Coast down from southeastern Texas. And a line of showers and storms from south central portions of Kansas down from northern and western portions of Oklahoma down from northeastern and northwestern portions of Texas. And some spotty rain showers in the northeastern portions of Arizona and western portions of New Mexico. And some spotty rain showers and storms of south central portions of California down from southwestern portions of Nevada here. Some spotty rain showers in west central and northeastern portions of Minnesota. And some spotty rain showers in western and eastern portions of Ontario down for western portions of Quebec here. Alright, looking at the satellite loop here. Satellite loop shows line of clouds coming to much of the northeast and stretching down through the western Virginias here. And a line of clouds coming to much to the Florida Atlantic coast and the Florida Gulf Coast and stretching down for southeastern Texas. And some spotty clouds coming to much of southeastern Louisiana here. And a line of clouds from west central Missouri down for Kansas, northern Oklahoma down for western Texas. And stretching down for southeastern Colorado down for northern and western portions of New Mexico, down for northern Arizona down for southern portions of Nevada, down for southeastern portions of California, air and north central portions of Mexico, and a line of clouds coming to much of northern Ontario and up in the Manitoba and northern Saskatchewan air, and a line of clouds from central and northern portions of British Columbia air. All right, let's take a look at what is going on in the tropics here. And these are 1 but 2 disturbances in the Atlantic here. Number 1, a tropical wave accompanied by a area of low pressure is located a couple of hundred miles southwest of Cape Verde Islands. Although this system could really produce a large area of showers and thunderstorms, further development there they should be slow to occur while it moves westward near 50 miles per hour. During the next several days, the formation chance for 4 hours. Low 10% formation chance for 5 days. Low 30% here. And elongated area of low pressure located a couple of miles east of the Georgia coast coming by. There's sunrise shots and thunderstorm activity. This will expect to be moved northeastward prior to the southeast coast of the United States. With no significant development with some forecast emerged with a fertile system by Friday. Formation chance for 4 hours. Low 10% formation chance for 5 days. Low 10%. And looking at the eastern Pacific here on Thompson Gramo. Same location, 9.1 to the north, 127.5 to the west. Bucks sustained winds 45 miles an hour. Movement west-northwest band, 13 miles an hour here. On the Bucket Advisory here, it's Gramo strengthening. There are no close watch to warning effect here. And at 8 p.m. Pacific time, the center top storm Gramo was located near latitude 9.1 to the north, longitude 127.5 to the west. Gramo is moving towards the west-northwest near 13 miles an hour, 20 kilometers an hour. At west-northwestward motion with increasing in forward speed is expected during the next 48 hours. Bucks sustained winds have increased to near 45 miles, 75 kilometers an hour with higher gusts and this just this forecast during the next 48 hours. And Gramo could become a hurricane by Friday morning. And tropical force winds that sent out was up to 60 miles an hour, 95 kilometers in the center. Estimated minimum central pressure 1,002 millibars, or 29.59 inches here. Okay. Now latest on 8. Post-tropical cyclone 8E. Settle location 16.5 to the north, 139.4 to the west. Max sustained winds 30 miles per hour. Movement west at 13 miles an hour here. Latest public advisory on 8 missiles. Last advisory has no close water warnings in effect. And 8 a.m. Pacific time, the center post-tropical cyclone 8E was located near latitude 16.5 to the north, longitude 139.4 to the west. Here, the post-tropical cyclone is moving toward the west-north near 13 miles an hour. And this most of it is expected to continue for today, followed by a turn toward the west-southwest on Friday. Max sustained winds are expected near 30 miles per hour, with higher gusts little change in strength is expected until the system dissipates later today or on Friday. Estimated minimum central pressure 1,007 millibars at 29.74 inches here. Alright, let's take a look at a forecast discussion here. And approaching cold front will trigger showers and embedded thunderstorms this afternoon and evening with local heavy rainfall, especially across western ports of Connecticut and Massachusetts. Not as warm and less humid weather. Perhaps Friday continues in the weekend and probably into the month of next week. There will be a low risk of a few showers and isolated thunderstorms this weekend and early next weekend. However, much of the trend dry weather will prevail. Near term, throughout tonight, 10 a.m. update, strong and possibly severe thunderstorms. 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. and localized wind damage flooded and perhaps an isolated tornado. Forecast in good shape considering radar trends and recent elements today at effect just an hour. We pops and incorporate high resolution models which keep bulk activity across western New England for weakening as it heads towards the coast due to southwestern flow. Light showers and thunderstorms with movement in front central to New York this morning and will be reaching western New England early this afternoon ahead of a line we may see now say shot storm pop up across as leading edge of higher theater air mass as in the southern New England about the way you expect most of the activity to occur between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. as line moves through. Mesoscale environment will feature moderate surface-based cape around 1,000 to 2,000 JKG, marginal 0.6 km share of 25-30 knots, and weak mid-level lapse rates. Therefore, we did not expect to see but for localized threat of wind damage from 40 to 60 miles per hour gusts, mainly in western New England, which actually this SPC Day 1 marginal risk outlook 0.0 sits along agree. Many inches may end up being localized urban flooding as principal water battles come around 2 inches. Despite progressive nature, storms may see rainfall 2 to 3 inches in a short time, which could result in significant flooding of poor drainage areas. Also have a concern for isolated tornado parameter in Connecticut Valley, although this is not classic stuff for New England tornadoes. Presence of 30-35 knots, winds at 925 millibars, and low LCL from 70 plus 2 points toward that potential than when does occur, and the big is, it will likely be toward weaker side given the strength of wind fields aloft. Activity diminishes tonight with a loss of daytime heating and passage of a cold front. Here. And my latest thinking, showers starts will be arriving at 5 to 6 p.m. in eastern Massachusetts and right on this evening here. Special weather statement. A few severe thunderstorms are possible this afternoon and evening. A lot of showers and thunderstorms expected to reach western New England early this afternoon. A few storms may produce wind gusts as high as 60 miles an hour here. Torrential rainfall and frequent lightning, especially from Berkshires to the Worcester Hills and in November and Connecticut between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. The storm is expected to weaken somewhat as they reach down in eastern Massachusetts between 4 and 6 p.m., but could still produce frequent lightning and heavy rainfall. If you have any outdoor plans, keep an eye to the sky and have a safe place to go if the thunderstorms approach such a vehicle or building. If you're thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning here. Day 1 today, tonight, showers and embedded thunderstorms this afternoon and evening will result in locally heavy rainfall in the potential for some straight flooding, particularly across western portions of Massachusetts and Connecticut. Certainly, a concern would be the potential for a few strong and severe thunderstorms late this afternoon and early evening across western Massachusetts and northern Connecticut. The spread will be localized strong to redemption wind gusts. Day 2 of 7 Friday to Wednesday, no hazard weather expected at time. Alright, 7-day forecast. It goes like this here. For this afternoon, with some part sun sky, how about 89 degrees? Southwest will about 8 to 30 miles per hour, 26 miles an hour. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely begin before 1 a.m. Thunderstorms produce gusty winds and heavy rain, patch bugs after 11 p.m. Otherwise, cloudy with any gradually becoming part clouds about 600 degrees. Southward about 5 to 9 miles per hour, 25 miles an hour. Just pay to 6%. No rain for miles less than 10 minutes. 10 miles possible thunderstorms. Friday, steady blue sky, by 89 about 64 degrees. West with about 5 to 9 miles per hour. Shifting light west wind by Friday night. By Saturday, most skies got about 80 degrees. The light southwest wind increased to 6 to 11 miles per hour. Winds get gusty 21 miles per hour. Saturday night, slight chance of showers before 10 p.m. Podcast got about 66 degrees. Chest rate to 20%. Sunday, steady podcast got about 85, about 66 degrees. Monday, most steady podcast got about 88, about 68 degrees. Tuesday, chance of showers with some steady podcast got about 86, about 65 degrees. Chest rate to 30%. And for Wednesday, most of the skies got about 84 degrees. Here's what a phrase of the day. A steamy day in tap with up. Showers and thunderstorms likely. Here we see have a good rest of the afternoon with a good positive attitude. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel Afternoons. I'm Peter say have a good day. I'll see you at 5 o'clock for Peter Channel 5 o'clock news report. Have a good afternoon.